A handful of hardcore Russian learners out there may determine that they just need to study for 3 or more hours a day to achieve the results they desire. We understand this deep and burning desire to learn, and we have even previously identified ourselves with that level of studious effort. It might seem like we should spend 3 or more hours studying every day, considering all of the phrase books, course books, grammar books, flashcard programs, apps, and online tools available. If you have ever reached the intermediate stages of a foreign language, however, you might have experienced the frustration in trying to manage all of this studying and reviewing. You forget words. You forget grammar rules that you've read multiple times. And of course, native speakers still talk too fast. It's quite easy to find yourself in language learning hell. Many dedicated Russian learners simply burn out and quit before ever reaching fluency. The truth, however, is that there is no need to study for 3 or more hours each day to achieve fluency. The real issue preventing many people from learning Russian is their definition of what it means to learn a foreign language. This problematic definition is formed from being required to take unimaginative and uninspired foreign language classes in high school and college. The excessive focus on studying and reviewing to pass exams in the short term completely overshadows the long-term benefits of extensive reading and listening. In the beginner phase, or at any level, it would be a huge mistake to exclude content made by native speakers for native speakers in the target language. We aren't talking about good and educational sources to learn conversational Russian from. We mean content that is fun and deeply interesting to you. You can learn from native Russian materials that are exciting, like movies, TV shows, music, videos, books, and video games. Unfortunately, because of the initial overwhelming difficulty, beginners to language learning often omit this content in favor of more traditional learning from materials like textbooks, online courses, and audio lessons. The fast and fun way to learn. The real Russian language and the real fun in learning it, however, lies outside the bubble of instructional materials. It can feel like there is a massive set of essential vocabulary that we absolutely must know before tackling these fun materials. And if we do not know them, we feel we aren't ready yet. That feeling, however, is sure to keep us trapped in the language learning bubble. In learning any language, there is no point where we become ready for native-level materials. You just have to start. So how do you learn from fun things like Russian movies and TV shows? Do you just press play and listen as much as possible? But when you understand so very little in the beginner and intermediate levels, it can feel like we aren't learning anything at all. So then do you continually stop to look up each new word that you find? But looking up every single new word and grammar structure can be absolutely exhausting. And on top of that, how are you supposed to remember all of them? It's very easy to give up trying to learn through native Russian materials. It's common to find yourself surrounded by thousands of words and question their usefulness in everyday conversation. Why would we ever need to know Первый удар, alpha strike, and Водяная тюрьма, aqua prison, from video games when we should be learning practical things like вынести мусор, to take out the trash, and собеседование, job interview. But the truth is that you can learn all of these words and retain them easily. This book will show you how to do just that. It offers a solution to make it much easier to learn from native Russian materials. With this, you can learn from any source of native Russian that you like. And when given enough sources of native Russian and time, you will eventually come to instantly understand almost anything in Russian. As a result, you will also gain a natural intuition of how to express your ideas in Russian using the same range of vocabulary and sentence structures native speakers use in real life. In other words, you will speak fluently.